Unbound Worlds Apart is a 2D puzzle platforming game with an interesting gimmick that actually turns out to lead to some interesting solutions and big brain moments, accompanied by a lovely piano-led orchestral score and some of the most stunning hand-drawn art I've seen in a long time. Hi, I'm James from HitScan and welcome to my perception check of Unbound Worlds Apart. Before we get into this review, I want to let you know that this review comes from the POV of someone who has paid full price for the game, makes no money from these reviews, and has no affiliation with the developers or publisher. In Unbound, you play as Soli, a young mage who looks strikingly similar to Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, who has the power to open portals to other dimensions. In the opening cinematic, he accidentally opens a portal to another world, which allows a strange, alien, feline creature called Lyra to jump through to his world. Immediately after that, everything goes to hell, and Soli sees his world attacked by a mysterious evil force. A few of his fellow wizards manage to escape, but Soli's mother perishes in the attack. Now seeking revenge and the restoration of peace to the Sea of Reality, he must venture into the wilds of the world ravaged by this evil plague. The core element of Unbound, aside from the very tight feeling platforming, is the magic portal mechanic. These portals give you the ability to interact with the platforming in very different ways throughout the game. In certain areas, the portal may give you the ability to see things that aren't there on one plane of existence, but are on another. It may even give you the ability to flip gravity on its head, allowing you to run on the ceiling, or quickly flip the portal on and off, essentially allowing you to levitate. What starts out as a mechanic that feels like a gimmick becomes a quintessential part of the game, and one I've come to admire for its elegance in bringing what would have been an otherwise run-of-the-mill indie platformer into one of the most frustratingly enjoyable games I've played this year. The reason I say it's a frustratingly enjoyable experience is that this game is bloody hard at times. There are some platforming and puzzle sections that require extremely precise timing and or movement. For the most part, the game is pretty good at letting you make mistakes and quickly set you back to the start of the section, though on a few occasions I found myself beating my head against the controller after spending about 10 minutes getting so far into a section, only to die to something that I hadn't seen before and be sent right back to where I began. You will die often to creatures that you haven't encountered before, just because they interact weirdly with the portals, or just because you threw a lever in the middle of the floor and now the ceiling has come to give you a big hug. There are many secrets to find in Unbound too, which I really loved being a sucker for completionism. There are lost mages scattered about the map that, when found, usually after a grueling, challenging puzzle platforming section, give you a piece of a puzzle that I won't spoil for you here, just know that it's rewarding. Perhaps more interesting is that, despite being a mage, you have no actual combat in this game as such. You don't cast fireballs or shoot lightning and stuff, there's not even a sword for you to smack baddies over the head with. It's all just portals and platforming. Nasty big spider coming to get you? Lure him over the pit and then let the stone vanish and watch him fall. Now you're thinking with portals. The art is hands down some of the best art I've seen in a game that I can recall in recent times. The characters are wonderfully drawn and animated, the evil creatures are truly disgusting, and the levels, My god, the levels are astounding. It's one of the few games I've called my girlfriend in just to come and look at it because it's so pleasing to the eye. Even when you activate a portal, you realise that they're not only drawn on the plane that you're on right now, but the whole plane has been redrawn in an entirely different setting, just for the portal. Hats off for the effort here, Alien Pixel Studios. It certainly hasn't gone unnoticed. Even the map is well designed here. It presents a clear picture of where you are in the world, where your objectives and secrets are, and even has fast travel points for you to scoot back to have another go at one of those pesky sections you haven't been able to overcome yet. The story, however, does feel a bit flat. Everything is presented to you in text boxes for the most part, and whilst the rich soundtrack does a fantastic job at making me feel things in just the right moments, it still feels like it's missing something. It's not a bad story at all, it just doesn't grab me well, and I think that's the only thing that stops this from being a great game rather than a good one. But if you're looking for a tight-feeling, gorgeous platformer with some difficult but rewarding challenges, I highly recommend Unbound. It's currently on sale for 10% off on Steam, now sitting at £14.44, and it is available on other platforms too, though I've heard the Switch version suffers from some long loading times and frame rate issues on that console. If you can, get it on PC with an Xbox controller. I had a blast with that setup. I've been James from HitScan, thank you so much for watching. For more from us, check out hitscan.co.uk, and you can always drop us a like if you enjoy this type of content, and subscribe to see our videos on other games as soon as they hit YouTube.